Hi everyone, welcome to the Friday Edge, where we have real talk, we expect real results, and we believe anything is possible. I'm so excited to be recording this at Pilot Mountain here in North Carolina, and we're sitting up on top of the mountain on the rocks, and as I was getting ready for what I wanted to share with you all today, the thought came to me of perspective shifts. And then I realized that we're actually going to be up on top of a mountain. And you know, when you get up on top of a mountain, there is something, you see the landscape around you from a different perspective than when you see it when you're down on the ground and you're in that everyday life where things are right in front of you. And so today we're going to approach some of what we're talking about from the top of the mountain, a perspective that we don't often maybe see or get. And so to get started today, I'm so happy and delighted to have my dad with me. My dad is my hero, and he has been so encouraging in my life, and I so value his wisdom, his insight, and he's had a lot of life experience. He's been a full-time pastor. He now has a nonprofit ministry that he travels all over the world, and he meets a lot of people, and he's seen a lot of things and experienced a lot of things. And I value what he has to say. And so I wanted to just ask him a couple of questions that I thought might be helpful for all of us. And so to get started, this is my dad, Phil. And I wanted to just ask you, when you look back to when you were in your 20s and 30s, is there anything that you would change in how you lived your life at that time?
Well, I would hope, Geneva, that anybody at my age would be able to look back and say, you know what, there's things I would change.
Yeah.
Because yes, there are. There's three quick things that I want to address with that. Number one is family. I tried to always be affirming, but I know in the busyness of life that I didn't spend the time that I should have, especially early on in our marriage. I would allocate more time, personal time with the children, and affirming them, blessing them, and helping them think beyond just themselves. Secondly, as I looked at life, I would have spent more time in reading the Bible and in praying, not only for myself, but praying for my children, praying blessing over my children. And the third area is I would definitely manage my money better.
That's good.
Mom has always been a better manager of the money than I have been. And I would have saved more, invested some, and it's not until within the last 5 to 8 years that we have started doing something with rental property. And I would have started that way earlier, because retirement, all at once, you're staring that in the face, and it looks different than it does in the 20s and the 30s.
Yeah. Wow, those are really good insights. And you know, when I think about what you said about family and spending time with family, it brings me to my next question, and that is, was there ever a turning point when you identified and really went after your purpose? That thing that God has deposited in you and really put inside you?
Yes, I believe there were several different times in my life that I really felt like, and it was like there was stepping stones that I was able to take to arrive where I am today. And my passion has, it seems like from when I was a young boy, was in sales. I always liked to sell somebody something, even when there was no money involved. I liked to talk somebody into something. And so early on it was sales, and after that it was ministry. And I started pastoral ministry at 37, and then 20 years later we stepped into the itinerant ministry, Souls for Him ministry. And that was a big step of faith, walking away from a job
Yeah.
and
Wow.
trusting and believing God
Yeah.
that He was going to meet and
Wow.
supply our needs. And looking back, we have literally traveled extensively presenting the gospel of Jesus Christ in so many different arenas, and it's just been a blessing. So for those of you that are listening to this and you're in your 20s and your 30s, or you might be my age, I'm 66, you might be thinking, well, you know what, it's time to slow down. And I say, no, it might be time to retread, it might be time to refocus,
That's
but
good.
you are in the area of your life
Yes.
where you can invest in others, you can make a difference in someone else's life. You have a deep well to draw from of
Yes.
wisdom.
Right.
Share it with others, encourage others, bless them, and encourage them to do
Yeah.
all and to be all that they can be.
Yes.
And for that, I'm so proud of my daughter because she is pursuing her dreams, and I see them being fulfilled right
Yeah.
in front of me, and it makes me so incredibly proud.
Aw, that's very kind of you to say that. And I just want to also say to you, when I think back to that time when my parents stepped out, those, and I forget even what year it was in, when they stepped out to form their ministry and they took that risk and they left the comfort of what they had always known. That's risky to do that. But you know what? There is fulfillment, there is joy, there is a happiness that comes when you do that. And I remember so very well how God met them within that first month that they did that. And He has taken care of them every step of the way. And I know that if you are one of those people that want to step out and take a risk and do something, and it is God's opportunity in front of you, do it. I say go for it. He will make a way. And speaking, my dad mentioned too a little to some of you that might be at his age, I say to you, people of my age, I'm 45 years old, and I've heard plenty other people say the same thing. We need you. You have a wealth of wisdom and knowledge and experience that our generation needs, that the young generation needs. And now is not the time to stop right before the finish line. Keep running the race, keep going after those things, and don't quit.
That's
We are
right.
so thankful that you were able to join us today on the Friday Edge, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. Have an amazing weekend.